clarity of the Quest 3 headset is absolutely mind-blowing, and nothing shows it off more than when you jump into a nice, somewhat retro car. I refuse to class this as a full-on retro car. And you just can see, not only can you see into the distance pretty clearly, though not perfectly obviously, but all the the much smaller dash details are still really legible and clear. So on this car, the McLaren MP4/8, it has a really small LCD rev display below the actual white illuminated display. I don't know if that's digital or it's, but knowing this car, it's probably like some weird mechanical thing rotating, but it looks cool. But the tiny little digital display, which is really small, like it's like half a centimetre tall, even with it being quite dull and dark, you can still read the numbers on it, which is absolutely incredible. Also, again, I keep going on about the pancake lenses, but just by glancing down, you can see those details. Look at the little the red LED for the limiter, or for when you need to shift. Nice and simple. That's all you need as the car in front fires flames at us. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Guys, I feel like this Quest 3 is like the VR that I've wanted for a long time. Oh, look at him battling. We're going up the inside. I don't care what they do. Whoa! Okay, I wasn't quite good on my brake, and he's beached it. The Quest 3, this clarity fixes so much of the issues that I had with other VR headsets. Granted, like, recording VR is not ideal. It is a bit of a fiddle. You know, a single screen is obviously always going to be more simple. Let's go for the send. Why not? But oh my goodness, guys, this is the VR. This is it. This is like what? I mean, all you need is a little bit wider field of view, which I think is impossible with these types of lenses. But yeah, I mean, that's the main improvement, would just be having a faster PC to be able to pump settings up even higher, and then an even wider field of view. We might have to get one of the Pimax headsets and one of the newer ones and try that out and see where they're at with their lens clarity and also with the field of view. But this is absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. As we fly over the hill there. Trackside. It's so much easier to position stuff in VR as well. And this car actually is nice, quite nice and tame. I think one of the nice things with Automobilista 2 is it's just very approachable and I think really easy to drive. The only thing you have to be careful of in AMS2 is giving it the low speed throttle and how that rotates the car. But everything else is like super forgiving, especially with traction control. So much so actually that I think we can you can just turn the traction control off with a lot of vehicles, and if you're careful, it'll be perfectly fine. I'll put it on really low settings. Alright, let's go around the outside. And I have to say as well, they've, since the last update, or since the last few updates, look at that. They've done a really good job of making sure the default car setups are a lot better than what they used to be. So, because I've been jumping into random cars here, just messing around in VR, having a blast. And yeah, things are just a lot more consistent out of the box. And I would say nicely, they've not done the thing of making the setups ridiculously monster understeer default setups. They've made them fairly neutral setups, with the brake bias a bit further forwards, but you know, they're perfectly drivable setups, which is going to make it so they're somewhat accommodating, but you know, you're not going to have to categorically change the setup if you're just jumping in and messing around, if you know what I mean. There's a big problem with a lot of sims where you jump in and the defaults are just so bad that you'd have to then fiddle around with setups just to drive at a basic level. I'm not saying the default setups are perfect, but you know, I think they've done a really good job on it relative to what you get with most sims. Oh, come on. Oh. probably whack the force feedback up with this car as well. These things would have had absolutely monster strong force feedback in real life, like 20, 25 to, well, probably like 50 newton meters at times, because no power steering, huge wheels, quite a lot of downforce, and not exactly the most refined of engineering. Well, at the time it was, but, you know, compared to modern stuff, not so much. Look at that. Nice and easy to get through there. Really nice and stable. We are moving up through the grid. We set ourselves 5 laps here, difficulty on 90. I found for me, if you're starting at the back and you want to work your way through traffic, setting difficulty on 90 is a really good amount to have a little bit of a challenge with a sprint race to get through the cars. I think I probably need to set one like 95 though, if I'm going to do a longer race and be actually concentrated on driving, so they're a little bit too easy. But you get through the traffic, and then the last few cars are much more of a challenge to beat. But this is top notch. I feel like I need the when you drive Formula cars in VR, because I'm sat in a really nice Simlab P1X cockpit, but you're in a Formula position virtually. You really feel like I need to be in an actual Formula cockpit. And I think you do. I have sat in Formula cockpits in VR, and it definitely does. Matching your seating position with the game really, really does immerse you. Try and nail the corners here. It's really, I find it in VR, woo, it's really hypnotic. Just driving around, way more so than even, because I've got a really nice triple 55-inch OLED setup, and I've used like amazing triple screen setups, and if they're nice, and even a single screen is nice. You know, there's nothing wrong with single screen or triple screen. You know, I can see why different people like different stuff, but for me, VR is like, I think because you're isolated from the room that you're in, but also just how immersive it is. It's so like meditative, it's so hypnotic, and immediately, like as soon as I start driving, oh that was it, as soon as I start driving I fall into a trance-like state, and then it's like the world is rotating, like one of those weird time-lapse things. But oh my goodness guys, also look at the little mirrors, and you can glance down at them, and then you can move your head as well, and it moves what's on the mirror, so you're automatically looking at cars making a move on you. Well, you know, we didn't get first there. We're in glorious 7th with this car. If guys, I can get this the stabilisation software in OBS working well, we will definitely have to try and live stream in VR, which is a terrible idea, but you know, it could be fun. We'll see what happens. But I'm really enjoying this. I can't wait to. I know this is an MS2 video. I can't wait to do some LFM in VR. We've done an iRacing race in VR, and that was great. But it's just, if you're watching this on a screen, you're like, oh, what's it? You know, yeah, VR good. Ooh, I don't care. Blood, you need to use my Amazon affiliate links and buy a Quest 3. Or just try one. Try one somewhere. You have to try VR. But specifically the Quest 3, the clarity of it, I think you need a headband on it because the default headband's crap. But like the clarity of it is such that it really is a game changer. But oh boy, right, let's natter it. Okay. Do you want more of these videos in the car, guys? I imagine there's like 2 VR fans that are like, oh, these are good, and then most people are like, what on earth is Gamer Muscle doing? What is wrong with him? Well, there's a lot wrong with this. Either way, make yourselves a cup of tea, guys. Thank you very much, everyone that supports us, and I will see you as we drive into the pit. I don't know which is ours. There it is. Oh. Levitating lollipop with no man. I will see you. Oh, look at that nice animated pit crew. I'll see you in the next video we do. Till then, take care, guys, and goodbye.